the information that reaches the public about fracking is often woefully inadequate. It doesn't give the full information, it doesn't tell people what will really happen if fracking goes into production in this country. And earlier this year, as a response to that, I produced a leaflet by crowdfunding, which is very straightforward information for people who know very little or nothing about fracking, that really clearly and visually shows what the results of fracking are. It also has, in very simple and straightforward language, some of those results with references to academic studies and information that's in the public domain that people can double check. So it's not kind of like, rah rah, we hate fracking, which is what we do, but it's actually, you can go and look this up and follow it up if you want to. And so it's been very, and we crowdfunded £3,000 and produced 80,000 of these, which is a very cheap way of doing it. Actually, for today, for the new revised leaflet, I had to do some myself because the next print run hasn't got enough funds yet to do the next run. So it's wildly more expensive to do it in short runs. So this is also an appeal for people to go, take one of these with you, go to the site that's listed at the bottom of the back, and help contribute to this new run. Because once we have these printed out, they can go out to campaigning groups for distribution to the public. 80,000 of these have gone out around the country. 15,000 of them went to Lancashire and had a definite impact up there. So this is something that's a really useful, practical tool for informing your communities. Okay, so do please come, we've got a basket of them here, do please come and grab one, and as I say, pass it round, go to the website, jojomehta.com, all the information's on there, along with a couple of other things that people can do locally in their communities about fracking. And one of those things is something that Katie and I have helped to coordinate in a couple of communities in Gloucestershire already, Haresfield and Nibsfield, and it's based on the Australian Lock the Gate movement, and it's called Toxin Free Community. And it's a simple community strategy where neighbours survey each other to get a democratic result of whether people actually want these toxic industries in their area. Now in Gloucestershire we've got a double threat with an incinerator and now with fracking. And interestingly, when we surveyed Nibsfield and Haresfield, we had a few people, or actually the communities really did it themselves, but one of the responses was, well, fracking, that's not going to happen around here, is it? And here we are today, looking at exactly that threat. So it's a way of actually asking people door to door, providing them with some simple information, coming back and asking them, would you like your road or land to be frack free? Would you like it to be free of incineration pollution? Yes, no, not sure. And actually, the results are very, very clear. Okay, I don't know, Katie, if you want to grab one of those. I think there's a big triangle in there somewhere which has some results on it. But in Haresfield, for example, 98% of responders wanted to be frack free. In Nibsfield, where people knew virtually nothing about either of those technologies, like when we first talked to them, we still came up with a very clear 78% majority. And those percentages are very important. That's a very concrete result that one can give to the media and say, look, we have actually asked each other. You didn't ask us, so we've asked each other, and we've been around every house, and we've knocked on every door, and actually the results are kind of the response rate is actually higher than an election. Because you're actually going and knocking on your neighbours' doors. And the really key thing about this is that people will know you, and if they don't know you, when you say, I live just down the road, there's a real kind of connection that goes on there, and that is what strengthens communities, and that's what's made this movement so effective in Australia. And it's something that we can all do, and that's very, very simple. And if any communities represented here are interested in sort of engaging in this strategy, we're very happy to help with information. And there's also, again, a website, toxinfreecommunity.org, that has that information on it. Yeah, so I guess that's kind of the main things I wanted to convey today. And just really brilliant to see people at such an early stage in all of this. And I think that's what the last speaker was highlighting, that actually we don't want it to get beyond this stage. It's an opportunity to we actually have an opportunity here in the UK. We have an opportunity to learn from the tragic results elsewhere, before we get ourselves to that stage. So that's what it's about at this stage. Thank you so much.